Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you very much for attending this video session. In this session, I'm going to introduce Mule ESB briefly. I assume you have not played with Muse Studio and have not run Mule Runtime yet. So this is just really fundamental about Mule ESB. Later on, I'm going to introduce you other ESB like JBoss Fuse, which is based on Apache Service Mix and Apache Camel and Craft. Mule is really integrated. It's developed by MuleSoft with open source community support as well. So both Mule ESB and JBoss Fuse are community leader in the ESB arena. There's really open source is a service mix and craft container. You can play with it, but if you really want to use it in the enterprise grid, so those are the two leaders. Of course, there are others like typical ESB, Oracle ESB, IBM ESB. They just mentioned few. There are a few others as well. So my video series will briefly introduce others, but I will focus on these two ESBs, and I will give a demo on how to create a very simple project using different endpoint, different component, and different transformer for both ESBs. And then later on, I will introduce more advanced topic, build a multiple flow, or with multiple instance, or what call cloud or HA, whatever. In that way, it's really in the enterprise level. So this will take several weeks to cover all the topics. So I'm going to create more video sessions. As I said, today is just a 101. So let's say how we're going to do with Mule ESB. First of all, you need to download the Mule ESB, Mule Studio, and also the Runtime. The current Studio version is 3.5, and the Runtime is 3.4.2. You can download from mulesoft.com, the website here. So once you download, you can extract it. I have done so. So as you can see, I have downloaded here. So I have downloaded here. I have extracted here. You can use jar to just simple, assume you have JDK. So VXF give Mule, right? And all right. So I'm not going to do that because I already have extract. I'm just show you how to extract it. If you want a detailed command, you can look my blogger. I have record basic all the command I use here, so you can with it here. But this is give the a video show, so you can see how I do it in the real scenario. Okay, so once you get extracted all the zip file, so I just extract it to my home directory here. All right, so you can go to Mule Studio here, and so the application on MacBook is this. For my case, is already put this application onto my dock MacBook Pro. on the dock so I can launch it. So now I already launched the studio. By launch the studio, you can double click it. So it's fairly easy. So launch it, and then you can create a new project. But before that, make sure you have a JDK. Let's say I go Java home. You can see my JDK home is set here. Once again, I have a blogger say how you set your Java home on MacBook. From PC, it's much easier. You download the JDK there, you point there. So, but for MacBook Pro or Mac OS, it's a little bit different. But it's fairly straightforward. So once you have that, so you launch the Muse Studio, and then we can create a project. Okay, so create a project. We call it Mule project. Okay, so today I'm going to use HTTP with just echo component or logger component, and I will call it HTTP. It's okay, doesn't matter. You can do that. Lowercase, uppercase, so fine. So you can see that Mule server 3.4.1 EE. A name, actually on the name, it's, if you see the runtime is 3.4.2. So click here, make sure we want to create Maven project. So later on we can build it and outside studio, and we can deploy it, right? And so simple. This is, we can leave that artifact ID, group ID, I define as this way. So let's go next. Really, you can take everything here. So go next. Again, there's no need to change. One thing we might change here is instead of bin directory, we might say a class. But for now, today, I'm not going to create any customized component or transformer. So it really doesn't matter. You will see this inside will be empty, right? So we can, okay, finish. It takes a few seconds. It get here, right? So you see HTTP echo project created with all the, if you familiarize with Maven, it's all layout like Maven project infrastructure. So on this side, you will see there's an endpoint, scope, component, transformer, filter, flow control, error handling. A bunch, this palette you can choose. Those are built in, and Mule already built all those for us, so it's very convenient. Especially there are a bunch of JMS, JP, Quartz, which is for scheduling. Even SAP is sitting here. SMTP for email, service lookup, TCP, UDP, VM. So there are a bunch of endpoint already have here, and we can have component, Java component, Groovy, Echo, fairly advanced. So as I said, we're going to use logger component today. So let's in order to build a flow or build an application, we have to set endpoints first. So for this case, we're going to use HTTP, right? So we say drag HTTP over here. You see this is out and in. This is called request and response exchange pattern. This here is, if you think about this flow from here and the flow down. So this is inbound endpoint and this outbound endpoint, all right? And if you look at the XML file, it's here. So the pattern, exchange pattern is request response, right? Host this. And so the beauty about this, you see, you can have graphic representation of our flow and also XML. So, all right, so let's go here. So this is basically HTTP, and then I would like to echo some message, log some, HTTP stuff. So I will use a component which is provided by Mule. It's called logger component here, right? So we drag it here. See? Now the graphic automatically. So basically this is our flow. I want to create HTTP and then log the information. Okay, so this is the XML format. This is not very interesting actually, so I would like to do a little bit more. As you can see, can go my blogger here. I record this. So the only difference is I add a message here, right? So this is a message I'm going to log. Okay. And so let's go here and put here. All right. So now I use the Groovy and return a message to a string, right? And I will show you what happened. Let's save this here. Now, basically we built a application already. So how simple is that? And now we can run it basically. Let's see. Okay. So right click on Mule Flow and then you say run as Mule application. See here is the building it. Okay. So once you see this, they say start app http echo, right? So this is our project. The Mule, see this is as application. Each project is an application. Okay. So what happened? We have localhost and port is 8081, right? And so let's go here and see if we can do a invoke on this. Okay, so localhost 8081, right? And let's say we pass some parameters, query, say username equal to Gary Liu. Okay, hey, we got it. So we have username equal to Gary Liu. All right. So what happened? So looks like Mule has put the query. Actually, there's one thing we didn't do. We didn't do pass here, right? Put the whole query in back to the user. That's what the echo about, right? So now let's go back, look what happened here. See, there's a log here, right? Log message. And log message, what did he say? There's a few things probably interesting. See the URL here, the context URL. Pass is this. We didn't do anything. So the method is get. Query parameter is nothing. Query string, didn't put the query string we gave. So message property, this is a whole message and inbound. So accept that, and host is like that. So URL, as I said already, we see that. Okay, so this is the basic stuff. So if you want two flows inside the application, you want to invoke them separately. So this won't work, right? There's one thing missing. So we need to put a pass here, right? So let's say pass equal to echo equal HTTP. That's better, right? So we can save it. And let's stop and build again. So do that, do that. And then now we add a pass. I want to show you how to invoke this. So this will be more interesting, right? So we run again. This is initializing and do things. Now it's okay, start again, right? So now let's go back, test this. This time we want to add a pass. So pass is echo HTTP, right? So let's see what we did here. We pass echo HTTP, right? Echo HTTP one with this is the pass now we added, and this we add username equal to this. Now we run it. Okay, so this is now include the path and query string, right? So let's look what happened the log here. Now the log is a little bit different. They say URI is this, right? And pass, you see that? That's what I've been saying. We add a pass here, and then we have parameters now. This is the parameters, and this is a query string, and so HTTP request. See, this is a request. If you want to understand HTTP, so this is the information. It's pretty interesting. It's log everything basically about message, right? Here you see that this is the message properties, okay? And actually, you can see also this is the message Mule, default Mule message, and so this is the message we logged as well through the log component. All right, okay, cool. So now you see you know how to check the log, how to read the output. So how to run the Mule. Basically run Mule is Mule flow is there, right click and run us, right? That's what we did, okay? So basically we are almost done with this project. But one thing we need next, what I want to build in Maven and then deploy the application into runtime. Before I do that, I need to modify the POM file. The POM file built by Muse Studio has some problem. If you don't change it, it would not compile. It will fail because it try to contact the internal Mule development repository, Maven repository. And once again, I have document this, how you're going to change the POM file, okay? So we need to comment out several dependencies. There are 4 of them we need to comment out. So let's do that, and it's fairly easy game. And looking for Mule dependence. So after you see this here, so this is a Mule dependence, right? So look for those EE here and here. All right, so we will comment this out, right? So if you're not very familiar, this shortcut is basically if you select this and then you use the command and the slash, will add the command the whole section very nicely. And so we need to comment out this as well. Okay. So let's do that. So the second, there is another E component underneath here. So this need to comment out as well. All right. Okay, so we comment 3 of them. There is another one toward the end of dependency. So we'll see. This guy need to be comment out. Otherwise, we'll have a problem. Here we go. Okay, so once this is done, we save it and see you see the building now. It's very fast. Okay, build success. So we can go back here. So this is good now. Make sure you remember I stopped the runtime inside the Muse Studio. Okay, this is a good thing because I want to build outside Muse Studio the project and then deploy it to the runtime. Okay, let's go to here, and so remember we create our project under workspace, and so let's say I have echo HTTP echo. Oh, okay. So which one we have? Okay, so HTTP echo, this one we built it. HTTP echo. So let me remove the echo. Remove -rf echo HTTP. So just remove the confusion. Now let's do a. Actually, we can remove the hello world, which we developed as well. All right. So remove RF. The hello world. Okay. So now there's only two lab 1. I want to leave it because this is the lab, the training material I'm developing, so I can I gave a training for 3.2, but there's quite some change, so I need to develop another training, 1 week Mule training, which I deliver periodically. So I'm going to develop them again. So today we'll show the hello HTTP echo, right? Let's go there. So okay, so remember the classes. This is one when we create project we created. So as I said, there should be nothing there because I didn't write any yet. So at this moment I haven't not built anything yet, so there shouldn't be anything under target either. So let's check. There's target class. Oh yes, okay. So yeah, the target class, there's of course when we build the Maven project, it's from Studio. They put the configuration file and property under the class. So that's done through the Studio. All right. So now let's build using Maven. So you can see I have Maven installed, right? It's here, and then Maven clean install. All right. So you will see it's very fast. It's very simple project, so take no time to build it. Okay. So now we have built an application. Let's look at the target. What there? So now you see there's new one. This one was built just now. If you want to see what time I built it. So now it's afternoon. So this is the time we just built it. Okay. At this moment, you might wonder, okay, let's take a look at what's inside that zip file, right? So always be good idea to check what the Maven or Studio instruction on Maven, how they did build the application. Okay, VTF. Okay, VTF means I just want to check the file. All right. So if you look there, this one is the configuration file, the flow, and this is a property class. If we have developed some component, etc., the material should be inside that. Okay. So at this moment, we have built the application and ready to deploy. So where to deploy? Let's go to the Mule Runtime. This is a Mule Runtime I download. So if you look here, the application should go to this directory. But at this moment, I have not started Mule yet, Mule Runtime yet. So how to start Mule Runtime? We need to go to bin here. Let's see what we have here, right? So there's a Mule. This is the one. I think when after you extract it, you need to change the permission to 755 right? By if you're not very familiar with Linux or Mac, 755 Mule, all right? So you can do this way. I already done, so that doesn't matter. Once you have that, but you want to check, make sure there is Mule runtime is not running, right? So let's see. See, there's no Java process running. Now I'm going to, if you want to start Mule, you can just do like this. This will start as a command line. So only this session, when you shut down, it will go away. So most of us will be interested to run Mule as a daemon process, right? So you can do start, Mule start, okay? So this say, it set Mule home to this directory. This is runtime home. They call Mule home and then start it. So let's see, it's a Java process. You can search, you can grep Java here. So this is you see the Mule container bootstrap, right? So we start Mule container actually here, all right? It is started, so now we can deploy the application, right? It's under apps. If you're familiar with Tomcat, Karaf container, Karaf deployed to a code deploy directory. Tomcat deployed the application to web apps, and we will deploy this. So because I already have some for my other video I create, so let's delete the applications. So you can do remove rf http anchor, remove that. Okay, so what happened? This is the interesting thing, right? Remember before we have I did is remove that text file, right? I didn't remove this directory, right? So I want to remove the application, but I didn't remove that. So this is they call the clean way to remove application. When the Mule runtime is running, you just remove the anchor text file. Mule I think monitor every few seconds. I think 5 seconds is default. So monitor it. Oh, you tell me you want to delete the application, he will delete for you. It's pretty clean, right? So now you can see it's gone, right? Let's deploy our app we just developed now. It's ready. So it's under Muse Studio and Muse Studio and the workspace, and under project. What I call HTTP echo, right? So HTTP echo. So under target, right? So let's see what's under target. We already know that there's the zip file echo HTTP echo this file. I'm going to copy this over the current directory, which is app directory, right? So let's do that. Now do an ls. See what happened. Now the file is here, all right? But wait for a few seconds. Let's see what happened now. All right. So that file is gone. You see that, right? and create two files. One, this is actually one directory, one file. I already show you if you delete that, this one, this directory will be gone. The whole application will be gone. And so once you copy the zip file, a Mule will expand this, create a anchor file, and then create a directory, right? So this is the same principle as like Tomcat or Carafe container. It did for you. So let's look at what's here. Is this the content we see before? Yes. So we have deploy properties, blah blah. So this is an interesting file, right? So if you look at that, this is exactly the flow we develop. It's just HTML. So what happened? The Mule has convert this HTML file into Java program during the runtime. And this is the beauty about Mule. He convert XML to the Java during the runtime. Very clean. Okay, so we're good. We know, let's see, the Java process, the runtime is still running. Now we're ready to test our application. Okay, so remember we did this before. Let's change the so you make sure you cannot change the path. Path is pretty fine. You can't change. Later on, I can cover that. You can change the path, but it has to be during the runtime. We can put into a property. Once you change the property, it will change. But for now, you cannot change the path. echo-http. So after this is a query. After question mark is a query string. We use username. We can say, okay, department equal to human resources. Okay. So, oh wow, it's fast. So here we got back this department human resource. Or we can say, okay, I want to add more, right? I want to add something more query, say a manager name equal to John Smith. Okay, so let's see what happened. Wow, see, manager name John Smith. Okay, so now let's look the log. So the log directory is under runtime. There is a called logs. Okay, and if you look, this is our app http echo. Remember our application name here is called http echo, right? So the log file will be http echo, right? So let's cat that file http echo, right? So we did a bunch of queries. So the last query we said here, if you see that, department equal to human resource management equal John Smith, right? And then query param, and you see that manager name is that, department this. We can programmatically, so the request is like that. So this is the message property, right? So that is pretty much what we did when we query, and this is interesting. You can look this how the HTTP component works, how the logging works, etc. And one thing may be interesting when later on we will do some processor. We'll write a processor, and this is the default new message. We might use it, and as you can see, this is from log message processor. I will cover component, processor, endpoint, filter, etc. There's a wide range of topic I will cover. So basically that's it. So we developed the project. So we do, inside the query and outside the query as well. So basically this is done. This is the short demo, and I want to just give you a handout, give you a fundamental workaround, so later on we can build on this on top of this something. So normally I give this out to lab 01, so just to get people familiarized with the environment, etc. Okay, and you can visit my blogger, ggl-consulting .blogspot.com. I use blogging a lot, and you can comment on my blog, and so in that way we can get improved. And hopefully this video will help you understand Mule. I will have follow up more video come out with different ESB and more complicated advanced project, how to develop applications. All right, that's end my presentation. Thank you for attending the video seminar. Thank you. Bye.